Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make videos for NBA, I make videos for NFL. All these videos, they get posted on this subreddit right here. It's called DF Sports with one S. I make updates with all the news that comes out throughout the day, as you can see here. Ton of news today, crazy slate. You can ask me questions about the slate. It's a really good place to be because a lot of stuff does change from these videos, right? So really important to check this out before lock, up to lock, after the games start, because the slates do change a little bit. So this will be linked down below. And if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can get a hold of me on Twitter. Right there are my ads. So now that we got that out of the way, let's before we go over the slate, let's take a look at my lineup from tonight. So it's going to be a great night for me. My core today just absolutely nuked it. Pippen core play, Roddy core play, Wemby core play, Luka Doncic core play, and I told everyone to get to at least one or two of the Knicks. As you can see, I went to Dante DiVincenzo and Josh Hart. I am absolutely shocked that people faded those guys. Um, 75% 75% of the field faded Dante DiVincenzo, one of the best plays in the slate. Just absolutely shocked by that. Even more people faded Josh Hart, or less people, but still pretty low owned for the circumstances today. Just absolutely shocked by that. Two of the better plays on the slate. They weren't core plays because Luka, you have Wemby, you have Pippen and Roddy, who I felt like were priorities to me. But like I said, I told everyone to get to some Knicks as well. Those were the two that I chose. Two of the better plays in the slate, like I said, outside the core, they would rank right there as well. Actually, considering ownership, I would have put Dante DiVincenzo as probably one of the best plays in the slate once factoring in ownership. So yeah, going to be a really good night for me. Hopefully, you guys had a great night as well. And I rounded out my lineup with Victor Wembanyama, Gigi Jackson, Santi Aldama, and the Knicks guys. So hopefully you guys had a great night tonight, and hopefully you guys loaded up on some Memphis and some New York Knicks, and we get to run it back tomorrow with the New York Knicks. This slate is loaded. We could have some really good plays in this slate, potentially really good plays in this slate. So if you are interested in more in-depth content where I give you guys cores, private videos, player pools, all that good stuff, I'll have my Discord link down below. All right, so before we get into slate, let me just pull up popcorn machine because I always kind of need it sometimes when going over slates because my memory is really bad. But let's go. So we have Tyrese Halliburton is listed as questionable. We also have Miles Turner listed as questionable. He missed last game. We have Mathurin questionable. T.J. McConnell looks like he will be back, and we also have Jalen Smith questionable. So looking at the rotation last game, so let's go over it if they have the same players available for the last game. You got the starting lineup of Jalen Smith, Buddy Hield, Pascal Siakam, Aaron Nesmith, and Andrew Nembhard. So with T.J. McConnell back, it's going to be a downgrade to Andrew Nembhard. Ben Shepard's going to be completely out of play. So we're going over it assuming Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner are out right now, and Mathurin and Jalen Smith are in. So with that being, we'll go over all the different scenarios. With that being said, not a good matchup here going up against Boston, but Siakam is going to be their go-to guy. I'd like his ceiling quite a bit for GPPs. Now, looking at the price range around Siakam, I think, you have some other pretty good plays here. Like you have Scotty Barnes potentially with the team to himself. You have, the Chicago guys. You have Trae Young with the team to himself possibly. You have a really cheap 80 in LeBron in a really smash spot. So you're going to have to make some tough choices here. You have Tatum in a smash spot. You have Brunson with no Randall in a smash spot. So you're going to have to make really tough decisions here. But would be firmly in play for me. I wouldn't say it'd be a priority, but I think he'd be pretty solid. Outside of that, so with T.J. McConnell most likely coming back, looks like I think it was cleared, right? Yeah. Um, just personal reason. Nembhard gonna take a hit. Um, I still think he'd be in play. Like him, T.J. McConnell, they'll kind of split the guard duties. I would say Nembhard would be probably a bit priced right. As you see, Nembhard played 37 minutes last game, but they were pretty thin without T.J. McConnell. I think he'd lose a little bit of minutes, but he would still be very safe. I'd still expect probably around 30 minutes, stat sheet stuffer. So still would like Nembhard there. Nesmith at 5.4K would have to play a ton of minutes. He'd be very safe. He's been smashing of late as well. And then, Buddy Hield, Matherin. They're going to go with the hot hand between these two. At their price points, one of them's probably going to have a pretty big game. Last game, it was Matherin. Buddy Hield got benched last game, I believe. I don't know if he got hurt. I think he just got benched. But they're going to go with the hot hand with the wings there. And then, assuming Jalen Smith does start again, I absolutely love him at 4.8K. And then Jackson would get the backup 5 and would be firmly in play for value. I think I'd rather just get up to, Jalen Smith, but yeah, 3.4K as a Jackson backup 5 run. Even in 15 minutes, he could pay off that price point. Now let's go over it with everyone in. So if everyone's in, I don't love much here. Like Halliburton's in play, Siakam would be priced right, the guards would be out of play for me at their price points. The wings, I don't want to take a guess on which one's going to get benched or have a good game. Everyone else would be out of place. This team would be pretty unappealing here. Now, if we get a situation where Halliburton, Turner, Matherin, and Jalen Smith are out, then yeah, sign me up for Isaiah Jackson. Assuming he starts at the 5, he would be the best value play on the slate. Buddy Hield, Benedict Matherin, both would look really solid. They would have to play big minutes. Neesmith would have to play big minutes. Nembhard, TJ, like I said, they'll split the point guard duties, and then Siakam would have to do everything for this team. So that would be a decent amount to like here at their price points if everyone's out. So did I say with Matherin out? With Matherin out, Buddy Hield and Neesmith would have to play all the minutes they can handle. I would like Buddy Hield at his price point a lot. Neesmith would be solid. And like I said, Nembhard and TJ, they'd have to split the point guard duties. So yeah, there'd be good amount to like here if everyone's out. Moving on to Boston, so we'll see on Porzingis. I believe it was just because it's front end of a back-to-back, so I'd expect him to be playing here. He also went through shoot around yesterday. And we also have Al Horford. I don't know. Has Al Horford sat back-to-backs? I don't think he has. I think he's been playing back-to-backs. Let me look though. I guess we could see Al Horford sit here on a back-to-back as well. So keep an eye on that. So if Porzingis plays, I mean, in a really, really good spot, I think Porzingis, assuming he's not on the limit, he could absolutely nuke. So I'd be pretty high on Porzingis for tournaments. Tatum would be a solid spend up. Jaylen Brown at 8K does seem a bit priced right to me. And then Derek White, Drew would be fine options. No standouts here with everyone healthy if they're all healthy. And then if Al Horford plays, I'm not going to play Al Horford with Kristaps Porzingis in. And I don't think I get too much else. Now, if we get a situation where Porzingis, Horford, and Cornet are all out once again here, then you're probably going to get Keta starting at the 5. If that's the case, he'd be a pretty good value. What else here? You're probably going to see a bit more run for like Sam Hauser. The main guys would look pretty good in a good spot, like Tatum, Derek White, Drew Holiday. I think would all be very, very solid plays. They would be too cheap. And then, like I said, you'll see a bit more Hauser. And then if we get a situation where, did I already go over all the situations? As you guys can tell, my memory is really, really bad. Yeah, if they're all in, then, I'm good with Tatum. I'd like Porzingis for tournaments, and then White, Drew would be playable. Brown would be priced right, and then I probably wouldn't go to the value there. All right, moving on to the Lakers. Really, really good spot here. I mean, I like the price points here on LeBron and Anthony Davis quite a bit. 9.6K Anthony Davis going up against Atlanta. I think that looks really good. I really like Anthony Davis as a spend up here. LeBron, I think is a solid play as well. Atlanta, they don't play a ton of defense. They play at a fast pace as well. Should play huge minutes as well. So I think both the top two Lakers here are a bit underpriced, especially for this matchup. D'Angelo Russell at 7-1. I mean, kid's been playing phenomenal. If you want to continue to play him, he's playing huge minutes as well. I'm not going to say no. He's not going to be like, I'm going to go out of my way to play this guy, but if you land on him as like a filler play, I'm definitely okay with it. He's been playing phenomenally of late. He'll probably get chopped, but I don't mind D'Lo. Reeves at 5.9K should play around 30 minutes. Okay point per minute guy to decent point per minute. Been a bit up and down of late with D'Lo taking over. He's definitely taken a bit of a hit, but I think he's solid at 5.9K. Vanderbilt got ejected tonight, but before that, he's been playing decent minutes. I think they want to play him right now, actually, so I don't mind Vanderbilt for value. Now, there's definitely risk there with him, but lately he's been playing decent minutes. He's been playing extremely well of late as well. So I think Vanderbilt firmly in play for value. I think I'd rather play Vanderbilt over like Rui. And then Prince should play mid-20s minutes, a guy that has city shots to reach value. Just there for me, but the price is down. Like, he's really, really cheap, so I don't mind him as a start either. All right, moving on to Atlanta. So it's going to come down to DeJounte Murray. So it's a really, really good spot. You have sub 10K Trae Young. Even if DeJounte Murray's in, I think Trae Young looks like a really good spot up on the slate. Double double upside every single night. Really good spot up against the Lakers. Guard's been absolutely getting cooked by the Lakers. Pace up spot as well. This game should be played super, super fast. So I'm pretty high on Trae Young here. DeJounte would be priced right. Then it's just going to hurt everyone else. Like Bay would be overpriced. Bog would be priced right. We also could have Hunter coming back, but if he's out, Capella, Kongwu, they be priced right. They're going to split the center minutes. I think I just prefer whoever's cheaper. If that's a Kongwu. Wouldn't really be getting to the value there. Now, if DeJounte Murray's out, then yeah, I absolutely love Trae Young at 9.8K going up against the Lakers. Would be one of my favorite spin ups on the slate. Would absolutely love him. Jalen Johnson, just a do it all guy, also going to play close to 40 minutes. I think he'd be very, very safe in the mid range. And then I love, love, love Bogdanovich if DeJounte Murray's out. 39 minutes last game. I don't think this went to overtime. It definitely didn't. I don't, because I remember I played Bog. Yeah, it didn't go into overtime, but he'll be a really, really good play. Like the spot as well. Should play big minutes. Should be their second go-to guy. So I'd really like Bog. Jalen would be solid. Would love Trae Young. Sadiq Bey would be very, very safe in the mid-range. He's playing huge minutes right now. Good rebounder. Can stuff the stat sheet. I don't mind him at all. Capella, Kongu, like I said, they'll split the center minutes. Both decent point per dollar plays. This is all assuming Hunter's out as well. If Hunter's in, I would expect him to be on some type of limit, but it would hurt the wings. I'll make updates when we do get that news for Hunter. All right, moving on to Utah. So they kind of did that thing again today where they like kind of trolled the rotation here. Also, did I? What date was it? 129. Oh, it's today. Sorry. So they kind of did a thing today where they kind of trolled the rotation again. They played Keontae George over Chris Dunn a bit. Chris Dunn didn't come back in for his second quarter shift. Started the second half, and then the game blew out. As you can see, Keontae George was playing decent minutes and then played all the blowout. Main guys didn't play much because of the blowout, but Clarkson and Sexton are still playing decent minutes, and John Collins she'll play mid-20s. So the only guys I trust here, and it's not a good spot, are the main guys in Markkanen, Sexton, and Clarkson. So at this price point, if Clarkson's going to get his 30 minutes, he is too cheap. So I do like Clarkson's ceiling here. The Sexton, I would say, is probably priced right, especially for this matchup as well. Markkanen, just there for me. I think he's solid. Should play mid-30s minutes. Their go-to guy, good rebounder as well. I don't mind him. And then Collins, I think is priced right. I'm not going to mess with this bench. I think we'll just have better value open up. Simone should play low 20s minutes. Fine, has to hit shots. If you want to take darts on Kelly Olynyk, Chris Dunn, Keontae George, if no value opens up, sure, go for it. I think Olynyk is probably your best bet between those guys, but they all do have ceilings. If you think this game blows out, then you want to target like a Keontae George, right? So yeah, Utah definitely pretty unappealing to me. All right, this is a team that looks good once again here. So we'll keep an eye on OG. So if OG is out, I love this team once again in a really good spot. I would absolutely love Brunson at 9.3K. I would absolutely love Dante. I would absolutely love Josh Hart. Assuming they start Precious again, I would really like him at 5.4K. Quentin Grimes would be a solid value. What else here? I don't think I'd get to much else, though. They ran a really, really tight rotation. Now, if we get a situation where OG's in, I still really like Brunson. I still think Dante and Josh Hart would be very solid. OG himself would be playable. Grimes would still be playable, but Precious would be the main downgrade there. So there's still a good amount to like here, even if OG does play. All right, moving on to Toronto. So we have quickly doubtful. We have Yaka, Pirtle, questionable. Assuming both sit again, Scotty Barnes, we'll see if they start him at the point or if they start Thaddeus Young. Once again, so we'll take a wait and see approach there. Either way, Scotty, back to back kind of stinkers with the team to himself. He's been a guy that's disappointed when he's had the team to himself. But if that's going to drop ownership, I think he's still a really, really solid play with quickly out. Just going to dominate usage. So my only issue here is Chicago. They just play so slow, man. Chicago games are the most annoying games to watch. So, but yeah, I would still like Scotty there. And then, assuming they start Dennis Schroeder and then Thad, I would still really, really like Dennis Schroeder here. He got in a massive foul trouble last game to bail out the Faders. On pace to play huge minutes. Good point per minute guy, too. So if they start Schroeder again, I really like Schroeder. Bruce Brown played close to 40 minutes. I'd be pretty high on him. Gary Trent's solid. Thad, if they start again, you can go there. Minutes weren't great, though. Jordan Warwick got dusted off for 31 minutes. He took a bit of Trent's minutes. I'll let the people chase that. You saw Jonte Porter have a huge game. More of just a dart for me. I think I prefer that. And then, yeah. And then if Pirtle's in, it kind of takes the bigs out of play for me. Then to see what they do with the starting lineup. If they start like Scotty at the point, then it's obvious downgrades like Dennis Schroeder. I wouldn't even consider Noor at that point. So, yeah. All right, moving on to Chicago. Okay spot here. I think the main guys look good here once again, like DeMar, Vooch, Kobe White. I played Vooch yesterday. He had the worst game of his absolute career. But I think, I like the main guys once again. They're all too cheap. So DeMar going to play 40 minutes. Kobe White going to play 40 minutes. They had his assist line at 4.5. Just an absolute crime. But, yeah, I think all the Bulls look pretty solid here. If I had to rank them point per dollar, Kobe 1, DeMar 2, Vooch 3. But I think all three look pretty solid at their respective price points. And then with Patrick Williams continuing to be out, they started Ayo Dosunmu. He played 33 minutes. I think he's a decent value at 4.8K. And then you saw Julian Phillips over Dalen Terry. I'd probably just stay away from it. And then you're seeing a bit of Andre Drummond play alongside Vooch. I believe he played alongside him for a little bit, but he's 5.2K now. And then Javon Carter will get some run. Yeah, don't think I'd go there. Main interest, main Bulls. I like Caruso. I like Ayo Dosunmu. All right, on to the six. It's just hard to tell right now. Maxey sat tonight and Embiid sat tonight. Tobias Harris is sick. Melton's out, I believe, still out. Yeah, still out. Very, very tough to say right now. So if everyone plays and no limits are there, then Joel Embiid's going to be your best bet up on the slate. He's just been phenomenal this year. Then everyone else gets hit. Like Tyrese Maxey would be priced right, Tobias would be priced right, Ube would be priced right, Ryu would be out of play, Pat Bev would be overpriced, Batum would be overpriced, Morris would be out of play. So it would just be Joel Embiid here at the top for me. Now, if we get a situation like tonight, I don't even know. Tobias Harris subbed out early. We'll keep an eye on his illness, but if like Embiid, Maxey, and Melton are all out again, then Tobias Harris looks great. Kelly Oubre looks really good. I really like Paul Reed. Patrick Beverley would look great. Batum would be playable. Morris would be playable. So there'd be a lot to like here. Keep an eye on Tobias. I know he got subbed early. I know he's been sick, so just keep an eye on that. If Maxey plays, then I love Maxey. And then Bev would be probably priced right, maybe a little bit overpriced. Morris would not love, is what I said. Batum would be playable, but overpriced probably. Still would really like Tobias Harris. All right, moving on to the Warriors. So assuming they go with that same starting lineup of Draymond Green at the 5, we'll see what they do there. So they started Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins. I think there's a good amount to like here if they do that again. Kuminga, he played huge minutes. He played 43. This game went to double overtime, so low to mid 30s. Good point per minute guy. Price came down for some odd reason as well, so pretty high on Kuminga here. I think Wiggins is playable. Draymond Green, if they start at the 5, we'll see. Maybe it depends on Embiid, but we'll see if they start him at the 5. He gets a huge bump. As long as he can avoid a foul trouble, I'd like Draymond Green quite a bit. Stephen play for tournaments. Clay play for tournaments. I don't know if I'd go to anyone off of the bench, though. And then if they change up the starting lineup and do like a big at the 5, it would hurt everyone. Just keep an eye on that. But if they go with the same starting lineup, there are some solid plays here on the Warriors. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the video. I hope you guys have a great night, and I will talk to y'all in the next one.